All right, cause we gonna be all right. Hey, welcome everyone. Bienvenidos, buenas tardes, buenos dias. Mom, la quiero mucho. Hi, Dad. Thank you guys for joining me wherever you guys are at. I wanted to jump on today and talk about what Overwatch, Overwatch, what Xbox showed us. It was something really big. Settle down, and the showcase that's going on today that pretty much happened. I don't know if it's still ongoing, and it happened earlier today. They showed us a bunch of games that are coming out. But one of the things I want to talk about to start this off is what they showed us for the trailer for what's coming for Overwatch. And I think it's really important that that we give props and we communicate with our critiques a positive reinforcement, and that is I feel like Blizzard really heard the outcry of what we wanted as a community. They did show Overwatch as a PVE experience as well, Overwatch 2. And as we know, about a month ago, it looks like they took that away. They weren't going to deliver that. But today, they showed what the co-op missions are going to be, and I'm not going to lie, it looks really fun. I'm looking off to the side because I'm watching to talk about the story, and it looks like they're showing us what these missions are going to look like, what the team kind of push is going to be as a co-op game. And I'm not going to lie, it looks really incredible. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a montage of like gameplay and what kind of happens as you're moving through these checkpoints. And what's really cool is that this will be available August 10th. And as an incredible as Blizzard is, and I think this is where they're really good with their marketing team, is they get us to get really hyped. So as we go through the trailer, seeing bits of story and narrative and kind of gameplay, and then at the very end, what's really amazing is they show us a new support, and they kind of left it as a hidden thing, and it's really exciting. Uh, I hope my goal, and I hope that what they can do with supports, that I feel that lag is the feeling that you as a healer can really put in. Um, Healing on your team, because Lifeweaver is fun, but his ult doesn't really protect you as much as I thought it would. Like I think with ults with damage and tank, like as a tank and you do your damage, like that's what I'm expecting it to happen, right? Diva, you have her Diva bomb and explodes. Like it's powerful, and I think that the healers don't really get that advantage of being a healer, and then that's why the community really struggles to find a good healer as a co-op team when you're doing rank and when you're doing just just normal like arcade stuff. And I really hope that they're able to show like, look, as a healer you can dominate, right? Like I want to be able to throw a bomb or throw something that's going to heal and do massive healing consistently, not just this like tailored down of a heal that life weaver, you have to hold the trigger or you have to hold and then it shoots, like it's just bits, and it's like, dude, I can't heal enough. So anywho, so it's really exciting, and I got to give props to Blizzard, and we have to really support, and but also with one eye on the goal line here, and it's I really hope that they are able to deliver what they are showing us, right? Not come August, I believe 10th, and not tell us like, oh, just kidding, like we're gonna push this off. Like you guys are showing us, you guys want us to become invested, and we're going to invest as long as you guys deliver, right? It's that whole thing I've been talking about in this channel. It's what are we getting back for our value? If I'm going to go to a restaurant, you guys go to a restaurant, you are paying for what that service is going to be. If you go to McDonald's, you know what you're getting, right? But if you're going to five-star or whatever type of restaurant you find fancy and you're going to pay top dollars, your expectation is to get that in return. And I think as consumers, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a product. We are consuming a product, and they are promising a product that's going to work, and we want it to work. And I keep pushing that because if anyone from Blizzard or Bungie or Halo or Xbox ever listens to my videos, I'm really talking from a place of we want to consume the product. We buy these games, we have fun. I have fun in Overwatch. I had a little bit of fun in Halo because I wanted it to be what you guys promised us, and it's not. And we can't sit here and lie and say that Halo Infinite is an incredible franchise. Unfortunately, it's not. There's a lot of flaws. You play that game, you play that game at the moment, and you're getting kicked out. You're having latency issues, and that shouldn't be the case for studios that are AAA, which then leads me to what they also presented here for Halo and what's coming up, I believe, in the next season, which is Infected. And as cool as that is, that should have been part of the game. Infected has been around since Halo 3. They've even found ways to put it like in Halo 2, I believe, or it could have started back in Halo 2. And Bungie at the time was able to deliver these playlists and these activities throughout their game. They didn't need to wait almost 2 years down to bring something that was part of the package. And I think that's what's been hard for the Halo community. And as a fan of Halo, where we used to play these games and it used to be like an excitement to play. Like I feel right now that both Halo and Gears of War have been left behind because they've not been able to evolve. And that's a little bit what I talked about when I spoke about Spider-Man and what Sony did with that animation. I was talking about a buddy of mine, Saturn. Shout out to Saturn, and we talked and we kind of had a conversation going back and forth about what my what kind of happens when things become stagnant. And at the time, Overwatch, when Overwatch 1 came out, the first one, it was really they really changed the game and what it meant to be competitive and strictly just multiplayer based. And we consumed this game for like 2 3 years nonstop with my squad because it was a different change from when we were playing Destiny, right? And then we go back to Destiny, and Destiny to me was into a different they became a different spectrum because they were doing something that never been done before, in such a large scale, right? They came in, they gave us Destiny 1, and with that Destiny we got classes, we got to experience kind of what would have felt to play Diablo in a first person perspective. And I really really enjoy Diablo and what you're able to do. So when I heard that Bungie was doing that with Destiny, I was all in. And yes, it was really bad in the beginning, but the what I think a lot of the people gave them a shot was because they were doing something that to me at the time had never been done before. And it grew, and we are at with Destiny right now, where servers this past week on Friday they did a maintenance that was part of their schedule maintenance. And what happened? They began to have servers issues, error codes just nonstop, where players were not being able to play at all. And it's the same story that has been happening at this point for more than a year. And I think that's not fair. And it's, as consumers, we need to be able to hold these AAA companies to a standard that they expect us to pay. You are expecting us to pay 50 $60 for a game. Give me that experience, give us that experience. We are going to pay top notch if that experience is there. But don't have your player base at this point where they know it's a meme. And it's like Bungie should not become a meme, and Destiny 2 is becoming a meme where each week, anytime there's a reset, there's going to be maintenance where they shut down the servers because of some type of error, some type of bug. And I don't think that should be part of the narrative of what it means to be a Destiny player. That shouldn't be the narrative when it comes to being an Overwatch 2 player, where you're promised something, you're forced to, like, here, you need to get Overwatch 2, and they take away why they forced us to get Overwatch 2. They made us believe in what Halo Infinite was going to be. It seemed like it was going to be this open world split screen, and 343 did not deliver that. It's open world, but kind of, it's not really the experience that they made it seem that they were going to do. So then going back to the Xbox showcase, they showed a lot of really great stuff, and I really hope that they're able to then deliver on these. They showed an incredible game that's for Star Wars. They said it's an open world and it's all CGI, and we know with CGI they're always going to make it look incredible and they're always going to make it look shiny, and then sometimes the game looks bad. So this is where I would tell you guys as the consumer and as an audience, like, hold off, like, hold off for the hype. If they really can't deliver what they're promising, this open world, especially in Star Wars, I think that has been starving to get that type of acknowledgement, I guess, or game where, imagine being a bounty hunter or a Jedi or just like a regular rebel. What does that mean in an open world? Can we go and visit different planets? Will we be on the run if you're if you're wanted? Can you go from one star, from one universe to another? And what does that mean? And can they deliver such an enormous challenge when it comes to Star Wars? Star Wars is not something that's going to be taken light. We've seen what's happened before with EA. And can they? I don't think it's EA, but can this new game be inspiring where it changes what it means to play these different games. Bringing that back to Sony, right? Sony and the Spider Verse, they challenged the industry, and that is having a ripple effect in what we're watching as the audience and as the consumer. We're watching these animation movies really get bigger. It started off with obviously into the Spider-Man and the Spider Verse, and then we got Puss in Boots. And what DreamWorks did there, they pushed their animation. The artwork resembles what Sony is doing, and then now we're getting a TMT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and they're also pushing that kind of like really raw, kind of crude artwork, but it's incredible. That's what we want. We want to experience something new, but also you can't mimic too much, right? Because Into the Spider Verse, because they are the originator, they know that they got one more movie, and they're probably going to push the limits into that animation, and then that's going to be it. What is Disney? What is DreamWorks? What are they going to do, and how are they going to challenge what it means to do animation in the art world? So, what are these games? What are these AAA companies? How are they going to challenge what it means to play games? What's the art style? What's the experience? Because we went from this whole PvP, then everyone wanted to have powers as players, right? Then um, we got Apex, and Apex kind of combined Destiny uh, uh, and battle royale modes, right? So you have players where you jump, and it's 100 people in a lobby, and you have powers and you have ults, and like, what does that mean, right? So they challenged that, and I thought that was really awesome because at the time we only had PvP, and then we have battle royale games, and then I would even suggest that I feel like Call of Duty, when I believe it was Modern Warfare 2, when they brought in uh, what is it, when they brought battle royale, I think it changed the what it meant, because they did something really incredible. But I think they ended up biting more than they could chew, because towards the end of that life cycle of that game, it kind of became, it wasn't what it started off, and I think that was really complicated. um, so bringing it back to what's going on today in Xbox and what the showcase, they're showing a lot of promising games. Another one was Starfield. That looks incredible. That to me seems really awesome. It seems really big and settle down, and the immersive and the experience, because it looks like you can go from one planet to another, as I mentioned with Star Wars. And what does that mean? Can it hold you there for the next 40, 50 hours of gameplay? Are they doing something that's changing? Will it work on Xbox? Are they going to have issues? Will there be any type of glitches and just really bad textures that takes away to what Starfield could be? Because unfortunately right now I think Xbox need something that can be, that as a consumer we can trust again. They haven't delivered, unfortunately, with Halo Infinite. They can say they did, but they haven't, right? Like, a lot of us who have been Halo fans did not enjoy what Halo Infinite brought. Um, a lot of the cosmetics you have to buy, which is like, we already spent $60, $70 on this game. Why do we need to buy more? Um, so hopefully Starfield can deliver. It looks incredible. I'm holding my thoughts until we get an experience, and we get to play that. They also showed Fable, which again, it's an incredible game. If you guys never played Fable 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2 are my favorite. It was, once again, they changed what it meant to be a role player. They challenged these different narratives, and it was an incredible game. Can't they haven't Unfortunately, Microsoft has not been able to hit it on the nail with, I believe, 4 and 5. They just took away from what the Fable experience was, and hopefully they can bring that back. Um, and because that's what we're expected, or that's what we expect for these games. We want these games to be incredible. Excuse me as I continue to look. Let's see. They also have they I'll put the graphic up on the screen, and they show what they're kind of bringing to Xbox Showcase for 2023. They talked about Starfield, Froza, Cyberpunk, Overwatch 2, as I mentioned. So we got to see a little bit of everything in the showcase, and hopefully they can deliver. Uh, and I'm sure there'll be more as time goes on. Maybe throughout the day, and maybe even tomorrow, we get more news. Maybe they show something different. Maybe they give us something that we're not expecting. Something that's really makes you want to go out and play on an Xbox. Hopefully, they can continue to grow with Overwatch 2. I think the community is starving for something incredible. And at the moment, if you guys don't know, if you guys are playing right now, don't forget it's double XP weekend this whole week. You can also, I also was convinced by Moko to download Diablo, and it's really fun. Diablo 4. It's a great game. I enjoyed it. It's the same but different. It's Diablo 4, but it's really fun. I'm really engaged with it. It kind of makes you stop and think of like this is what Destiny could be, and hopefully they can take up some of these elements from what Diablo shows and what it means to go into caves, what it means to go into dungeons and get loot and kind of get to experience what it means to have an ability tree, which is why kind of it's really insane that that Blizzard was not able to match that when it came to Overwatch 2. Could you imagine an Overwatch 2 first person shooter with the dynamics of Diablo 4? This like the Diablo experience. It would just be insane. You know, you go with the squad, you're trying to take down these enemies, and you're having these moments of maybe there's a big robot, and if you end up destroying it with a certain time or whatever you get to explore, you might have a different hammer for, or I mean, I'm sorry, like a different hook for Roadhog, or you might have like a different type of mech for Diva. Like I think that's the experience that the community is starting to now hunger for. We want to feel that you're unique as a player. This is why Diablo and Destiny sell you cosmetics, because as a player we want to be able to experience, and then you want to look good too. So I really hope that Blizzard is somehow able to bridge these two type of games with that type of experience, because I really do believe that if a game like Destiny could implement more of these things, that game would be bigger, much more bigger than what it is at the moment. And I think the community is starving. I don't know, like a battle royale where you jump down and every time, you know, you can either try to kill each other or you try to go into like a dungeon and you try to beat this boss. And if you do that with a bunch of randoms, you get loot that only happens if you go through that or if you do that type of public event. Just thinking out loud, right? Like these are experiences that would get you excited to play these games where it's not just about killing and trying to win and ranking up. It's about what as a community, what can you come together where it's like, okay, we can go at it, or hey man, like let's destroy this dude. And if we destroy this, we'll all go get out of here with a dope piece of armor. Or if you can even go hardcore, where you can, you know, maybe you have a playlist where you do that, and at the end, if you guys want to duke it out, you duke it out, and you take the other people's I don't know, exotics or weapon. And who knows, maybe that's what Marathon could end up being. So it's really, I think it's super exciting to see what Overwatch and Blizzard and Microsoft presented or showed. I'm sorry, showed. Um, it could be bigger. And again, kudos to the team that they're listening to bringing that PVE experience, and that's becoming the forefront. Please deliver, guys, because that's what we're looking for. That's what we want. That's what we're willing to consume, the rank and the competitive. But if you guys can bring that PVE and bridge those two. And I would also really encourage, if it's possible, that if you're doing the PvE, that you're able to unlock cosmetics, sprays, whatever, skins from that playlist, and not just be an exclusive thing where you play it and you get no rewards. Because at the end of the day, we will put our time into something that will reward us for putting that time in. Competitive, you get, you know, you'll get the competitive points that allows you to unlock a gold gun, and it's worth it, right? It's one of those things where, okay, that's my payoff. But if it's a PVE and you get no cosmetic, you know, you get one or two things, that's not a payoff. Like that's what Halo Infinite was. You really didn't get no armor. You got, no, I think you got one or two like just not exciting colors for your armor. You didn't really get new helmets, and that was part of the narrative of what it meant to play in Destiny. So as I mentioned, kind of wrapping it up here, guys, go into Twitter. It's all over Twitter right now. The Xbox Twitter account showing all the Xbox game showcase, and you'll see clips and you'll see everything they talk about. And you'll also see, oh, I forgot before we wrap it up here, the Overwatch ended up showing us a little bit more of a sneak peek into the next season that kicks off this Tuesday. And I will say that a lot of the community ended up having the same kind of concern about the season pass and what they're doing with Tracer. And here in the trailer that I'll show right here, you'll see that it's Ariza, Genji, and Tracer, and you're seeing these new skin. And it's unfortunate that we're getting another Genji skin, and I hope it's not in the season pass, but I'm sure it is. And you get, that means we're getting an Ariza skin that's awesome. You're getting a Genji skin, again that Tracer skin, and then they go into and they show Reinhardt walking, and it's a really cool. It kind of has a Diablo-esque skin and feel to it. Uh, but it seems like Tracer will be at those certain level caps that I mentioned in the last video. And it seems that before we were getting about 7 to 8 skins in the season, and now we're getting 3 skins, I believe, from the same character. One new skin that's Genji, one new skin for Ariza, and then the uh, Reinhardt skin. So it's a bit concerning. I really hope that's the case. That is not the case. I mean, because we want to play these different characters. Because as I mentioned, if I have a new character, or if I get a new skin for a character I never used, I'll use that character because it's a cool skin and I end up liking them. But having Tracer be that 3 times in the season, I don't think that makes sense, especially for your value. You're paying the same amount, but now it looks like they're taking something away from you, and it's less of a value, honestly. I don't want the same skin 3 times for the same character. We already had, I think, Tracer and Genji have had the most skins since Overwatch 2 launched. There's so many other characters that people are starving to play, and it's not happening. So hopefully, maybe in season 6 they change that. We get better skins. We get more options here, just so the community can continue to grow and not just have the same 3 characters have the 3 skins, or the same skins, and then all these other characters continue to have massive account, because I do believe Tracer has the most out of all the characters, which is the mascot, which I understand. So finally wrapping it up here, guys. Thank you guys for sticking all the way through the video. Don't forget to hit like and follow. And double XP weekend, Destiny. Let me know if you guys are playing Destiny. I have not touched it. Let me know if you guys are also playing Diablo. Diablo is fun, so good to play. Trust me, you guys got to play. You just got to play. You're gonna handle it. You're gonna have a good time.